Shalom, Israel. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakha Kodash, the honors the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to the elect, pushing the word across the four corners of the earth, risking your life to do so. And, we're living in times, man, where you have a lot of spirits out here. You have a lot of spirits. And it talks about that in the New Testament. That's why it's written to the churches, the kind of spirits that they should watch out for. Ungodly behavior, ungodly characteristics, right? To make sure that we're in the right spirit, right? Which is equal to the right mindset, moving around. And recently you had this app for women. It's created by a white man, of course, but you had this app for women where they get on there and basically judge men and put on different comments and stuff. And there have been talks of lawsuits because that's something that could be slanderous. And, somebody you work for or you work with can see that and make assumptions about that. And, those things being said, of course, can be true or not true. But all these things can result in slander. And that's one of the ways of this world, man. Slanders, gossipers. We're not here for slander and gossip. That's why we say, look, we're here to edify. Let all things be done unto edification. Right? And they actually, I thought it was hilarious that all these women who got on there and they put their personal info, now their information got leaked. And that's what happens when you do iniquity. Usually it always comes back up on your head. This is Sirach 19:5 though. It says, whoso takes pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned, but he that resists pleasure crowns his life. Right? You have to resist these different spirits, man. Not here for gossip. This is not a gossip show or a reality TV show. This is something that's really life-changing. This is something that we're actually doing stuff. People actually see us. People actually believe off of this. People's lives have been changed off of this word. The scriptures say, the Lord said what? That word is going to go forth and do that which I wanted to accomplish. So this word is actually going around the whole entire planet. And nobody was really doing it. But I just wanted to put that out there. Because this is a spirit that can jump on you. That social media ass spirit of just doing too fucking much and trying to be in somebody else's business. Verse 6, he that can rule his tongue shall live without strife, and he that hates babbling shall have less evil. Now, you don't want to be a babbler. Oh, man. Because, you're part of something, man. You're part of a group. Reports are given and people discuss certain things, to give a spiritual lens on things. The scriptures talk about that. We judge all things. But you don't want to get to a point where you're just murmuring about some shit, man, babbling about some shit. You get lost in the sauce, worried about the wrong shit. All right, when bros get together, of course, we talk about a variety of things. We're not always doing a lesson, but we also want to keep things focused on wisdom. We want to keep wisdom as the focus. It says, rehearse not to another that which is told to you, and you shall fare never the worse. You see, when you're a babbler, that shit always comes back and bites you in the ass. All that. Somebody says you said this, you said that, is it? But we know, this brother ain't no babbler, man. Nah, he ain't doing that. All right, this is not a thing. This is not a gossip column. This is not a, like I said, a reality TV show. That's just an effeminate spirit for men to have. It says, whether it be friend or foe, so somebody you even don't like, talk not of other men's lives, and if you can, without offense, reveal them not. So like I said, we discuss things, evaluate things, but this ain't a Wendy Williams show. Like when I talk to bros and stuff, man, we're going over information. We're going over the scriptures, or we're going over something, some other hot topic. We have to continually be occupied in prophecy. That's why the scriptures talk about that, man. Be continually amongst wise men, because their conversation is going to be different. Mindset is going to be different. When you're amongst a bunch of niggas, you can't be in the truth and still hang with too many niggas, because it's going to rub off on you. The scriptures talk about that. What the company you keep. Birds will resort unto the like, and that's a telltale sign too, because I've seen a lot of guys do that. They still want to be in the world. They want to hang with people in the world, and then the world pulls them back in. They never left. I don't really deal with my family like that. I don't really deal with too many old people in the world that I used to know, and of course you have people you do business with, but that really is as far as it goes, right? And even with them, scriptures say, open not your heart to every man. You're not finna just tell them about the word, lest they trample on it. All right, I'm gonna read that again. It says, talk not of other men's lives, and if you can, without offense, because you should be on your own walk, man. You should be evaluating your own journey. You should be reviewing your own self. You should be your own critic. The scriptures say, examine yourself to see if you be in the faith. That's one thing about, what's this guy, Gorilla? Because you ain't got no Hebrew name, man. You ain't an Israelite. Those guys was always trying to gossip about some shit, and he said this and he said that, and on crypt this and that. Ain't talking about prophecy, man. Where's the prophecy? Look, we here to tell you about prophecy. Look, we finna get the fuck out of here. It says, for he heard and observed you, and when times come, he will hate you. And if you have heard a word, let it die with you, and be bold, it will not burst you. There you go. So certain shit doesn't really need to be repeated, man. Like, all right, I heard something, somebody said something, but that's it. That's it. Proverbs 10:18. And see, that's another reason people look at you differently too, because they see how you react to, what common people want to talk about, gossip. Like at my job, people notice this dude. He just be in the corner. He do his job. He don't really be anybody's business like that. Everybody else it's a gossip show. It's high school 2.0. You can listen to somebody talk, and in 4 or 5 minutes, all their business, because they won't shut up. And then eventually, that shit works against them. They get called in the office. Hey, we heard that you were saying whoop-de-whoop, whoop-de-whoop. Oh, well, yeah, we're going to have to let you go. That silence is golden. Now it's a time to speak, but then it's a time to be silent, man. It's a time to to just go and be about your business. It's a time for everything. And articulating what's the time for what, that's where wisdom lies. That's what wisdom is. Let me say it like that. Proverbs 10:18, and this lesson not going to be long. He that hideth hatred with lying lips, and he that uttereth a slander is a fool. All right, we don't have to slander anybody. Esau, we don't have to slander you. All the stuff we're saying, we witness. It's in the news. It's online. It's common knowledge. Your own people have said it. We go off a lot of those stories where people give a testament to that. Hey, I saw this. Hey, they were doing this. Hey. It says, in the multitude of words that wanteth not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise. So that's why I say I don't get into gossip and all this other shit with these other people and talking. He say, she say, and he did. Like, if we ain't talking about something productive, I'm keeping it moving. And then it goes on, the tongue of the just is as choice silver. The heart of the wicked is little worth. And see, that's us, man. That's the spirit you want to be in, where you always saying the right thing at the right moment. Scripture talk about a tale told out of season. It also talks about a parable in the mouth of a fool. A fool can say some wise shit, but they just say it at the wrong time or under the wrong context. Yeah, you have a lot of some Christians, not a lot. They do know the scriptures, but then they'll say something that completely cuts their Christian doctrine. Yeah, you knew the words to say, but you didn't say them. You didn't say them in the right way. You got to know this song. You off beat. All right, the lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for want of wisdom. And that's what's going to happen to our people. A lot of our people are going to go out because they didn't heed the words. They didn't want to listen. They wanted to talk about some bullshit and be about some bullshit. And that's usually what Esau pushes through his media, through television and all this radio. That's all they talk about is gossip and drama. And we're not here for no fucking no jumper. Oh, did you see what happened with this person today? And then what happens? Two people start arguing, fighting. Some iniquity starts to happen. Somebody get mad, call in. What the fuck is you talking, saying my name for? That's not the spirit we want to be in. All right? It talks about 2 Timothy 3. It talks about the traits of the ungodly. You can read through. Matter of fact, verse 2, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, just constantly boasting, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. All right? This is the spirit you see when you're online for most people, the characteristics. Everything is about me, and look how great I am, and the life that I'm living, and then you meet the person and they're completely fucking depressed, or they're complete degenerate, but they know how to work Photoshop, all right, without affection, all these different characteristics, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. See, that's what happens when all these people meet each other. There's no truth, there's no peace amongst them. There's the despiser of those that are good. Right? A lot of you women fall into that. All of you, matter of fact, fall into all of these spirits. Who does he think he is? Who do y'all think y'all? That's the Lord is gonna get rid of all you, man. It's gonna be a beautiful day. It says, traitors, heady, high-minded, Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. And that's what's going to bring you to your destruction. You love this place. You love pleasure. You love your opinion. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself. There's nothing wrong with having a well-informed opinion. Nothing wrong with it. But being in this gossipy ass spirit, no. It says having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. That's yeah. From such turn away. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, right? Which is easy to do. You got your poverty pimping. Matter of fact, I was just watching that movie where it came from. Damn, what the fuck is it? The rise and fall of what's the Harlem? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The whoremonger from Harlem, whatever his name was. Oh, Willie Dynamite. They had Sidney Poitier and the nigga woman jumped up. You a poverty pimp. It tells you that. What's that? 1 Corinthians 10:9. Neither let us tempt Hamashiach, as some of them also tempted and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured and were destroyed of the destroyer. All right, all this murmuring, gossips, rumors. Look, you got an issue, man, go to a brother. If not, dead it, leave it alone. You know, you can inquire about it, handle the issue, move on. That's what you see on these different stupid ass, you know, reality shows. Everybody, I had an issue from you from day, you know, all that bullshit. Ungodly characteristics that Esau highlights and then makes these people famous as if they did some shit. Now all these things happen unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition upon whom the ends of the world are come. There you go. Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. All right. So I'm going to end it right there. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Got to continue to watch how we move and keep our game tight. Shalom.